Okay, so this be myself, for myself. I come in today for myself personally.
I think the things I went through as a kid and the things that I still have to go through now make me a stronger person.
Being the stubborn person that I am, I didn't want anybody to know what I was going through.
It's a vicious circle. I can't break it. I mean, I don't think it will ever go away, but during the summer it's a bit easier, but you know that before and after Christmas it's all coming back, so.
That's why I want to do all this acting and stuff like this, because I want to show people that no matter what disability, no matter what mental health, yeah, you can do what you want to do and be who you want to be. And I'm a living proof of that.
Yeah, until one day I just snapped one day and just fought back, because it's the only thing you can do when people are doing that. But now I've learnt to overcome that, and it's got easier as the years has got on.
$2016, I attempted. From the age of 9 years old, I was sexually abused by a family member for 3 years. And I was manipulated from day one of this happening. I was fed with alcohol and cannabis, which was making my mind go into a different mindset of not understanding or knowing what was happening to me. And this went on for a long time. And because of me growing up as a child, I rebelled against a lot as a kid, and I told a lot of lies. So from telling a lot of lies, the manipulation from my uncle would be that no one would believe me even if I said anything about it. And I was led to believe that because I did lie a lot as a child. So whilst this was going on for 3 years, I did have younger siblings as well. And even though going to the house that I was going to, knowing what was going to happen to me, there was opportunities for me not to go there and go elsewhere. My parents was singers in bands, and they used to be on the circuits for quite a long time, many years ago. And I could have gone to my grandparents, but that would have then led my brother and sister to have to go to the house that this was happening. I couldn't let that happen, so I kind of went there myself. So it just kind of protected my brother and sister, to be fair, and I put myself into the mix of it so it just didn't happen to them.
I knew all about mental health while I was in the force, but I didn't really think it would affect me. I've always considered myself to be a very strong, independent woman, and during my time in the force, I enjoyed it a lot. I did lots of things that I didn't think I'd be able to accomplish. When I left the force, my marriage also fell apart, and I decided to leave. I had money when I retired from the police force, and I thought my rest of my life would just carry on as it was, and I had it all planned out. Then I had to have money to start all over again. I had to get a new house. I was on my own. I had no job. And as a mum, people ask you, "Are you okay? Are you okay, mum?" "Yes, I'm fine, sweetheart," because you don't want to worry people. You don't realise how desperate and lonely you get. And you think, I need to deal with this, I can cope, I'm a strong person. But you can't cope. And I used to sit at home on my own with my dog and just wonder what the hell I was going to do. And sometimes you just feel that you might as well not be here. And it would be easier if you weren't here.
I was diagnosed with autism and later ADHD through year 7. But I had a really, really difficult time being accepted because of it. Constant bullying. I had to move school because of the bullying. It was extreme. They would hurt me, they would move my stuff, they would call me names. They just made my overall school life living hell. I went to an all-girls school, but it mainly consists of women or girls. But as soon as I went to the other school, I did suffer a bit more bullying from some of the male students as well, but I feel like that was more to do with my weight than it was to do with my autism.
I've suffered from dyslexia, which I still do now. Well, I struggle sometimes because I can't read and write, so I wing it most of the time. And because I'm embarrassed to say that I can't do that. So, and it started from an early age. I feel like that people will look at you differently because you can't do them certain things that they could easily just like pick up a paper and read it, where I can't. Yeah, so I feel like you'd be judged and stereotyped because of that reason. Well, I find that if I haven't got to read anything, then I'm fine. Sometimes people used to say to me, well, you buy a newspaper, but you can't read. No, look at the pictures, it's easier. Because you can tell a story by the pictures. I was bullied quite a lot, actually, to be fair. And then obviously to the fact is where I actually get beaten up for it too. When I was like really like a child, like from 10 years age upwards. Mainly because I was getting help, mainly, and they saw somebody else that was sitting by the side of me of the desk. And obviously they didn't have nobody with them that was doing that sort of thing. So to me, they just started bullying me for it.
I believe I've led pretty much a good life. Now it's up until the last sort of like year and a half nearly as the breakdown period. I didn't realise it's what as bad as it's got now in the last several months. But this is down to the fact of not seeing the kids. 9 odd years ago, I lost 2 little boys and obviously buried 2 sons. And yeah, it was very hard to deal with at the time. Obviously years on now, with an ex-partner, which I'd never thought would believe would ever happen in a lifetime, or come round or happen for me, is have a little boy. It's a dream come true. It's the best time of my life, till this little boy happened. And then, yeah, sadly the ex-partner stopped me from seeing my boy. And court proceedings and stuff, all that, you know, happened and stuff. Yeah, I got worse. I didn't really see what was going on with me inside as a person. Gone downhill. I was on phone to doctors, talking to family members, having support and that from family members. I was to do counselling and stuff, and then I told myself I can't. I stopped didn't want to do all the counselling because with men, okay, it comes down with pride and ego. Stubborn, I am stubborn. I've always been stubborn for like most of my life, and but now with the situation I have now, with how bad my mental health has got, it comes to evening times I'm crying my eyes out. I'm having a lot of support from my other half at the moment in time. It's really helping me out support-wise. The last several weeks or so, I'm having nights where I'm having voices in my head, and it's telling me things. It's telling me to stop the pain. It's telling me to go and end my life, and it's not what I want to do because I don't want to go out and hurt my family and myself in that aspect. Yeah. Another, like obviously one of the biggest member of my family is my mum. I talked about any tiny little thing with my mum. She rings me every single day now. She worries me. I told her about the voices that's going around in my head, and she tries to put it a bit clearer, saying it's not someone that's in your head. It's yourself. It's voices that's yourself. It's the inner voice that we have as anyone does as humans. And she'd tell me when I get like that to breathe deep breaths, big breaths. But yeah, and if the family support and friends and my other half that I'm getting at the moment, I could no doubt that I probably wouldn't be around right now actually. And I told her basically if she loved me and that would she do it for me to tell my family. It's time for me to go. Yeah, it's time for me to go because I can't deal with the pain and the heartache inside myself. And I just thought, tell myself it's the only best way to deal with it, so I just don't have to suffer any more pain. But it's also telling myself it's not the right way to kick myself out of it. Of course, I'm going out there to put this big fight for my boy because he needs to know his daddy is. And that's all that generally seriously matters to me right now in this moment in time in life. It'll hurt me knowing that if I go and do this and take my life, it's he will be hurt. I'll hurt for him. The thing is, the moment at the time is me not seeing him hurts, but it's more so that I'm more hurt for him. Just because I need to get myself back to normality of being on track and have my son to know that he needs his daddy.
I've got post-traumatic stress disorder. I've developed OCD, and I did go through a stage where I had agoraphobia, which means you can't go out comfortably. So, nearly 5 years ago now, my best friend was murdered. He was stabbed, so that's what resulted in my mental health, as we were like brothers. The next day I got a phone call and they said, oh, you need to come up here. He's in a comatized state, but he needs to hear your voice. He needs to know you're there to basically bring him back. And I believed in myself enough that, if there was any corner there, I could get him back. So I shot up there, and I was there every day for the rest of the week of his life in the ICU. And that's where the mental illnesses started, I guess, because being 15 and the things you'd hear and the things you'd see, it's no extent. I can't even explain what was going on around me at that time. Just shell-shocking, really.
I suffer with my hearing loss at an early age. I suffer with schizophrenic, and now I'm suffering with exploding head syndrome. It's where you constantly hear a sound in your head, and sometimes it could sound like a rape alarm, or it could be like a thundering sound, and it lasts for like 10 minutes, and that's caused by stress and obviously by hearing loss as well. Like, my hearing affects my relationship even to now. Like, even though my missus knows I'm deaf, I've been there 8 years, but like, there's still a struggle because she's stressed because maybe I didn't hear her or something like that, or she goes to work some long hours, so she has to get up a stupid clock now to wake me up to get the kids, because I ain't gonna hear them when I wake up. If she can't just go out and do something, because I can't look after kids at night time, because if they go to sleep and I go to sleep, I ain't gonna hear them. So it does put a lot of stress on the relationship, but then we just work around it and try and live with it. But it makes me feel like an idiot because, we're arguing because of this and because of deaf. She's like, no, it's not because of deaf, but it is though, because we're arguing because of this, because I didn't hear it or something like that. It comes down to me. I've got stuff with I've got this alarm next to my bed. It flashes I'm bright if an alarm goes off or something like that. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm sleeping facing the other way, I ain't gonna see the light. But yeah, they got that. There's not really much they can really do.
I don't dwell on things anymore, and I find it easier to talk to people. And that was one of the main issues for me, was talking to people, because I was quite proud with myself, and I always feel that I could deal with my own problems. And later on in life, to be fair, the last 6 years, I've realised that weren't the case. I mean, half the issues that I have had in my life resulted in finding an escape route, and the escape route for me was drugs. So I spent a lot of time on drugs, many years on drugs, and that was my escape. And I didn't know any way out from that. And don't get me wrong, I did find enjoyment in some of that, but there was a lot of bad times that came with it as well. And it was really difficult to deal with mental health as well as dealing with drug addiction at the same time. And I attempted to take my life 3 times. The last time I tried that, 2016, I attempted. Seeing my children happy and hearing the way that they talk to me at home or in the mornings, just family life.
I like my animals. I'm an animal management student. I love to help them. I've got one of the highest grades in my class. They're very, very accepting, and I've surrounded myself with people and friends and family who just get me for me and they don't want me to be anyone else.
The gym, 100%. That's like my biggest thing that I've got into.
That's why I want to do all this acting and stuff like this, because I want to show people that no matter what disability, no matter what mental health, yeah, you can do what you want to do and be who you want to be. And I'm a living proof of that.
I agree. You know, there's loads of things online now that can help you. So I highly recommend people do that, like I'm doing every day myself.
My family comes first. My partner, my granddaughter is the love of my life. My daughter, my animals. I see fun and in everything. I enjoy everything. I just get out there and have fun. And as far as I'm concerned, that's what you need to do. You have to look, and I take every day as it comes, every day as it comes, but always have something to look forward to. Just a little thing, it doesn't matter what it is. Coffee with a mate, going down the seafront, having a walk, even anything, laying on your bed reading a book. Just be thankful that you have those little things.
It does help still in the meantime to go to the gym. It does help me with my mental health state at the moment. Definitely go to the gym, train, communicating with friends and people that I do see at the gym. That's my good start of the day. Can't take how deeply hurt I am. Not seeing my boys, it's like it's took a piece of my heart away. But with the support, I know that I'm going to get there with the right people and the right ways.
The only thing I can say is just be yourself and don't change for who you are just to please somebody. If you struggle, seek help.